Hey, everybody.
Now, wait a minute. You always get to say, hey, everybody.
It's
the
my
first
thing,
time.
man.
Yeah. You have many things, I'm sure. We don't want to hear about that. But every time, here I haven't seen you in what, 40 days?
40 days and
It sounds
40
like
nights.
it's biblical.
It's just it's 40 long days and 40 long nights.
Well, it was for me. I'll tell you. Actually, it was peaceful because you were 2,000 miles away.
All right. Okay.
But
Long time no see.
yeah, thank God. Yeah.
Okay, I've had enough.
Yeah, me too. Could we? I'll go 2,000 the other way. I'll go to Hawaii or something.
Welcome back to the Peter part of the Jim and Peter show. Jim.
Thank you. I think.
Well, now you say now. Welcome
Yeah,
back to the Jim part.
the good part.
Yeah.
Yes, the quality part. Yeah, I got you.
No comment.
But it is nice to see you.
Good to be back in the, I was going to say throne.
For those that don't understand, at this particular time every year, Peter takes a vacation, which is actually 3 to 45 days completely in Florida, where he was born.
I wasn't born.
you weren't born
no,
there?
but that's where I grew up. Let's
Yeah,
put it that way.
there you go.
But yeah,
But you have a great vacation.
I know you keep calling it vacation, and we try to only highlight the good stuff. Believe me, I worked my ass off over there. You know, again, aging parents, the house.
Yeah, I understand
you
that.
know. But
Understand that.
yeah, it was.
But I see a lot of picture on Facebook.
I know.
where
Well, you know what?
I beers in your hand.
I couldn't take
and-
pictures of me
yeah.
nailing things.
Yeah,
You know.
Playboy chicks all over your head.
Yeah.
and,
Oh,
I've
wait,
seen
I
that.
got a couple of stories for you too. but yeah, I do take that time because I want my daughter to, real quick. Well, we'll get to that. Never mind.
Nothing will be quick.
But she actually, this is the first trip that she looked at me and she says, Dad, she says, I really wouldn't mind living here. And I thought I'd never hear that from her.
Ooh, that could be a problem for
It
the
is.
ex.
It's not that that's going to happen, but she's got so much attention down there that she really had a great time. And believe me, as
That's
long as we
great.
were there, she never got bored. And that was good because we really, extended the stay this time.
Well, you notice, my son and your daughter are the same age, same
Yes.
school,
Yes.
same. She's in the same school, not school, but
Sounds like.
sounds like. I can't write.
I see.
and talk at the same time. So sad.
Okay.
When you go past 50, sometimes you're like, wait a minute.
Well, yeah.
What am I doing?
When you go past 50. So it was a long trip.
But what I'm saying is, as they've grown up, you can
Yes.
see that they understand a lot more. things.
Oh, that is a fact, and we'll get into that too because I got another. Well, we'll talk about that later. A lot of stuff to catch up on.
Have
because
you noticed anything
different
seeing me
about you?
You see this? Do you notice something?
No,
Do you notice this?
no.
No.
What is that?
I lost 12 pounds.
You did.
Sure.
I gained 12 pounds. I did. That's another
Well, that's
thing we're
what
going
you're
to talk
supposed to
about.
do on a
No,
vacation.
I don't want to. I swear. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's start from the beginning. Let's go down I told myself this trip to enlighten you. I told you I didn't really want to talk to you too much while I was gone. I didn't want to keep this.
I'm going to put all those pictures though on the Facebook and the website.
I got news for you. They are on the. What
By the way,
what pictures?
like the picture where you had your shirt off and you were with
They are
with Tim Tebow and he had his shirt off.
Oh, did he?
And you guys were sweating.
Was it? Were
yeah,
we?
You guys.
Profusely?
You were kind of hammered at that time, but I'm using it.
Really?
That's for sure.
Did we pray?
I didn't know you hang. you
We
better
prayed
pray.
about it. We prayed about
What
it.
you did is you prayed that I'm not going to put it on
Oh,
Facebook, but amen. It's
amen.
going to happen.
Let's pray about it. Listen, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
It's obviously I haven't seen you in a while, and something is awry.
That's okay. I don't know who the big masculine black guy next to him, but you were having a good time there.
I was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, I think I want to be on the other end of the table.
Yeah,
now.
really. The man's nuts. Grab him. Anyway.
No, thank you.
Okay. So, I thought today, since we're catching up, we'd talk about our summer because we didn't. The last time we left off, we really talked about what we're going to possibly try to do for the summer for our kids and all that. So, I thought that'd be a good thing if you're in agreement.
I don't have a lot to say about it, unfortunately.
Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect. I feel bad for Jake.
Why?
Because most of the people that listen to our show know about our situation, but we get so many new people coming. God bless. Thank you so much.
Reiterate.
The situation is that basically, my son goes to school in one of the greatest schools around, and that's where we met each other and the whole thing. But when the divorce happened, I had to get rid of my big fancy house, and I had to go to my other house, which is about 30 miles away. And I have to drive him to school, and then I have to leave, go back to Northridge, and then go back and go back. So basically, I'm spending about $12.95 miles just to get him to school every day. And then we got to rush to get in time. If we're late, oh my gosh, because that's a long drive, and if you don't get on the freeway at the right time, you're screwed. Anyway, the point being is that, he has his friends here, but when he comes back to Northridge, most of the parents don't want to take their kid, that far, even though they like Jake, they love him. So I do the driving to get up there. So it's a big handle to have for that. But during summer, they all go off on vacations or whatever, and Jake just kind of sits around and watches TV or he plays video games because there's not a lot of friends for him, at that place. So I feel bad about that. And this year, most of the years we could go to Hawaii, we could go on trips like you fancy guys do. And basically,
you're going to get it.
This year I couldn't do those kind of things that much, and I felt really bad about it. And he's a great kid and everything, and I definitely next year I'm not going to be behind the way on that. It makes me sad.
Okay.
I'm sad.
All right. Well, that ends our show here for today, folks.
Yeah,
We're on the sad note. Let me back it up because being that we are on this show and everybody knows about us, anybody knows, Peter didn't go on a big fancy trip. It just happens to be where I grew up, and I have,
Really?
yeah. I mean, I do it because I have to do it. Believe me, I scrounge all year long to be able to try and get us there, and when I get there, I have so much work to do that I can't just go for 4 days a week. I mean, I have family there. My parents, again, my mother's 93 years old. My father just turned 90. They're up there. No other siblings. It's all me. When I go, let me start from the beginning, okay?
Go ahead.
I'll just give you a little.
I saw you down in Miami, though.
No, you did not. Somebody else said they saw me in Miami, too. I wasn't in Miami.
Because you were down there with all those guys.
My own cousin told me he thought I was in Miami.
I would be excited.
He got all pissed off, too.
I would think the greatest time ever if you were with women, but you're with these guys with the string up the butt. And
man, what is with you today?
I've never seen you like that.
I was sending you pictures that you like.
I did not like that.
Okay, listen, I don't know where. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Let me start, because I want to give you a little synopsis of my trip, because it's not all fun and games, but there is some funny shit in there. So, real quick.
Aha, you gave up.
Well, I didn't give up. There is some funny stuff. But the first thing is, being divorced, I have to clear this with my ex, and this is like the second year finally where I didn't want to choke her out because of problems with me organizing to get my daughter. We do the same thing every year. It's very important my daughter sees her grandparents while she still has them, because most people aren't that lucky, as you know.
Yeah.
Okay, because you know that by living it, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because
many do.
Your parents have passed. Mm-hmm. Okay. I am taking every advantage of the advantage that I have, regardless of how old or how sick my mother may be or whatever. My daughter still has a grandmother. And my mother's, basically just living in a nursing home helplessly, but she's alive. My father still drives, 90 years old.
That's amazing. Really is.
He freaks me out. He can't hear good. I'm telling you, I'm going to stick to this. I'll do it. So I'm leaving. I've given my ex plenty of notice. I tell her days in advance what time I need our daughter here because I have to catch a plane. So I tell her I need her at a certain time. All of a sudden, it's getting close to that certain time, and I get a text saying, Anna is going to be there, at so-and-so. We're basically 45 or an hour and 45 minutes later than what I'm asking her to be here for. I'm waiting. I got to catch a car to get to the airport to go. And I'm livid. Already I'm livid. It's like, what freaking part of what time I need her? I'm going to just tell the airlines to wait for me. Wait for me. So my daughter shows up. She's in her friggin' horse boots. They were at the barn. And I was upset with Anna, too. And I don't get upset with her very often. And she comes in and she's kind of dirty. We're getting, and I go, Anna, we're catching a plane. I'm sorry, Dad. I go, I blame the mother, though, because it's like, you know what? Anna's 10 years old. And I know she wants to go do these things. I go, any other day. And I guess this is part of it, because I hardly ever have to like yell at her, but I was upset and she knew it. I can't make the airlines wait for us. And it's, we got to go. I can't afford to change plane tickets. So she was late. I mean, we made it to the airport and we got on that plane on time, but I don't like being late. That's a huge pet peeve of mine because, again, you can't depict the traffic that's going to happen between where we live to Los Angeles International. Anything can happen to stop that whole process for us getting there on time. So I was pissed right off the bat, pissed. We flew a red eye, which I like because I want to get there as much as I can. But the minute I get there, it's like we're stepping into the twilight zone because all I'm looking at is what's going wrong in my life with my parents' house, what's breaking, everything is getting dingy from just they live in it and they don't do anything anymore, and what's the car? I get in my father's car, the check engine light's on, and I'm going, what's going on? The power steering's going, and I'm going, what's that? He goes, what's what?
How'd it go again?
It's making all this noise, and I'm going, don't you hear this? He goes, no. My father's deaf. He's losing his hearing, and
90 years old.
I get it, but it's not his fault because they live in. Well, see, it's just like when people they don't see you for a long time, and they go, Anna. They kept saying, God, she lost weight. No, it's like no, they haven't seen her in a year. She didn't lose weight. She grew 4 inches and took it up with her. You know what I mean? Because if and quite honestly, I saw like last year's pictures.
That.
Yeah, last year picture and this year, there's a little girl, thick.
Jake's adding some.
Well, but they're kids. It's like, and when you don't see somebody, so I don't go home for a whole year, and then I walk in the door, and all I start seeing is just not what I really want to see. And as I get there and stay there, you chill out. But I literally, my blood pressure just goes up because my clock is ticking. What do I got to fix? What do I got to do? Because once I'm gone, and I'm trying to avoid unnecessary emergencies for things breaking.
But you managed to have time with all these guys that you.
Here we go with the guys thing. What is wrong with you today? Holy crap.
I've seen the pictures.
What pictures?
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Man, you're going to burn in hell for this. So we get...
I didn't know you were that type of person. That's all. I just, I didn't know. Hey, I don't care. I'm cool.
Exactly what type of person are we talking about, Jim? I'm getting ready to start using harsh language. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Holy crap.
All right, I'm joking.
I know. Of course you're joking. But
except for the Tim Tebow thing.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
Yeah, if only I knew what you were talking about.
With the shirts off, shirt,
Is this some Photoshop shit that I should be knowing about?
Oh, maybe somebody did that. Maybe.
Yeah, right.
That could be.
Yeah, okay.
But it's not.
I thought I had a Broncos jersey on.
Not anymore.
We get there. I timed everything out. And as soon as I get there, 2 days later, Anna, I'm dropping her off with a friend because she's going to go help out with a horse show because, she's horse crazy. So I didn't have her for 3 days. As soon as she got there, we were home for a day. I gave her to this wonderful woman that I've grown up with who she calls her mini-me. And Anna loves being with her because she's all about the horses, the horses,
you have
the horses.
So many great friends.
I do.
There.
I'm very blessed.
You're very lucky.
Blessed. Super blessed.
I'm
I can't
the
say
opposite.
it enough.
I have no friends.
Because you keep making explicit gay jokes about people that...
now, wait a minute.
You get ready to lose one more.
I never used the word gay.
I just did. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I got no, because I'll hang again. I got no problem with that. But I don't know what you're talking about me, and I go, yeah.
No, it's not.
What?
It's just the idea that
I know. What?
And for your age, you
Yeah.
had a nice chest. It was looking good.
Right. Okay. Good.
But you had all these
What?
oiled guys.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Here we go.
let's not talk about
This show's going down
It
the tubes
happens
real
in
fast.
Miami all the time.
I got Miami again. So somebody else told me I was in Miami, and I wish I was there, but I wasn't. So I had the first weekend while I was there to myself, and I said, you know what? Because most of my time's tied up with my daughter and the house and working on my folks and every day nursing homes and all that. I said, I'm going to go hit the beach. I'm going to go hit the beach and go wander around by myself. So I take Sunday, and I go out to the beach. Saw a couple of musician buddies of mine that I haven't seen in ages that didn't even recognize me. I had to reintroduce myself.
Did they have their shirts on?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it was a nice day out. But that was only the highlight of the whole thing. As I walked around, I started walking around, and it was a bad beach day. It was one of those days where I was bumping into nothing but really drunk people. And I'm in this bar, outside bar, and this girl comes walking up to me. And she says, Peter? And I'm looking at her because she's freaking me out, too. And it's like nothing I'd be paying too much attention to. And she's going, do you remember me? And I go, no. And she goes, okay, then never mind. I'm really sorry. And I go, okay. And then she kept coming back up and she's going, you really don't remember me? I'm going, I'm sorry. Now she's starting to get pissed off, and she's dancing like in the front of this other crappy band at this other place. And then she kept coming up and I'm going, I need to get out of here. But she kept coming up and she goes, I'm so-and-so. And I thought she said Janet. Well, her name was Karen, or something like that. I couldn't hear her. It was loud in there. I'm a friggin' deaf musician too. And so she's telling me, she says, you don't remember? And I go, no, remember what? And she's like, okay, then never mind. I'm sorry. I just wanted to apologize. And I'm going, okay, whatever it is, because I can care less. Then she finally came back again. And she goes, you don't remember we had sex 30 years ago or something like that? I go, and I'm afraid to say no because I know.
You just put a...
Dude, I'm telling you the truth because, I remember a lot of stuff, but apparently I didn't remember her from any of it.
So you're saying you had sex with this
No,
woman?
she's saying I had sex with her.
Did you have sex?
I don't remember. I swear to God, to this day, it's killing me because...
I've never had sex, so I'd like to...
Yeah, okay, well, let me enlighten you a little bit later.
Okay,
well, apparently you did because you have 2 children.
Yeah.
Okay, unless you adopted.
Move on.
Okay, so she was getting pissed off at me, and then she's explaining it to me, and things like the who she might be is coming together. But I swear to this day, and she got mad, and she was buzzed, and the whole day was just nothing but bumping into buzzed people. But that was like, holy moly! I was actually
And Anna was with you?
No, Anna was at the horse show. I was by
yeah.
myself, so I said, "Let me go hang out and not, have to. Just let me go out on my
You
own."
don't have any interest with horses, are you?
No, sir.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So that was a weird encounter. I mean, it was like I was
That happens a lot.
Dude, I was so looking forward to going. I love Pensacola Beach. Pensacola Beach is it's a friggin' awesome place. But I was ready to go home. I mean, because then I bump into a few more people and they're lit. I mean, and I'm going, where's the people I want? Not that I didn't want to see these people, but they don't even probably remember that they saw me. And I'm going, it was just a hard day. And I was disappointed because I have so little time to go do that on my own. And that was... So, okay, that was my, I had sex, don't you remember having sex with me 30-something years ago or 40 years, who knows, I don't know. This is probably 1980.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, folks, I'm 54. So it all makes sense, I'm not going to, even though Jim is 30-something in his own mind.
Always be 32.
So, I mean, because I'm standing there and there's a lot of buzz people. And then I went and saw this other little good band from New Orleans that was there outdoors. A lot of places to go now on that beach. But I'm standing there and I'm so don't know what to do with myself because you know what I mean? As a musician, I'd rather be playing there because at least I feel like I'm there for a purpose than just to be hanging. And that's what really bugged me because I'm going, with all these people that were really buzzed, I didn't even have anybody to like really hang out with and truly say I was enjoying myself. And I wished I was not there because if I'm not playing, I don't belong here. I just had hopes in seeing a bunch of faces. And it was just one of those Sundays where it was just, I saw a bunch of faces, but there weren't many that I knew. And the few that I knew probably don't remember that we saw each other.
Are you going to tell us everything every day?
Yes.
This could be like...
That was a friggin'... I mean, look, when I go there, the little time I have, I want to go have some fun, and because I do a lot of work while I'm there.
That is a big deal because I feel I feel like I'm getting crushed so many times because I got to take care of Jake. I got to handle with Megan in the way I can. And, I've got to clean the house. I got to do, we have to do all these things. And I'm not crying about it, but I am.
Well, you're calling it a vacation. And it's like, well, you want it to be a vacation, but I had business to take care of.
It's not my vacation, even though I'm paying for it. We're going to these places. So many artists go through California. And, oh, boy, I want to go see these guys. This is great. Steely Dan is here. But I can't because I can't get any. I can't. Well, it's not even that. It's like, I don't have the friends that I used to have, and with my mom and my dad, my life would be so much better for me. I mean, they would take care of me. They would take care of Jake for sure, and I would have no problems if I wanted to have a little getaway for a day or so. I don't have that
Look,
anymore.
a vacation is when you go someplace and you don't know anybody. You can do whatever you want whenever you want. If you want to sleep in the hotel room all day long,
That's what it
and
is to
believe
me.
me, I wanted to, but I was up every single morning and having to do things. And it was, so the few chosen days, and I know with the Facebook, it looks like I told you, you were having fun. It's like, granted, I took, we were there 4th of July weekend. What was I going to do? Not go and spend it with some friends, and that'd be ridiculous. Shame on me. But anyway, there was lots of grueling days in between because I have a lot of family stuff I have to deal with. My parents, once again, I can't say enough, are so old. I have to take care of things. And when you're there, not frequently, you tend to find a lot of things to take care of, including my father's cooking. Now, my mother was a great cook, but now she is incapable. And my father kind of took over. And for the most part, he's done very well. I mean, because being Greek, they cooked elaborate Greek food. My father's a damn Greek. I mean, you can't take him to a restaurant. He wants a friggin' buffet where he can pick what he wants, and he's just really a pain in the ass when it comes to that. So he wants to eat the way he wants to eat, kind of like Mr. Ralph. Same thing up here. I'm telling you, one thing I noticed, I'm going to jump one of my index cards here. The difference between my father and Mr. Ralph is almost nothing. It's like living with both fathers or two Mr. Ralphs both on coast to coast. Old guy shit scares the hell out of me. I told Anna, if I ever get like this, just shoot me. Yeah, very much. I mean, I kept looking at it. I go, I got East Coast. I mean, so the Gulf Coast, West Coast, same thing.
You know what I have?
Nothing.
That's pretty much. And I have a dog.
Oh, whoa, I'm going to get to that, too. I got a question for you on that.
I love this dog.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
So my father has normally been a pretty good cook, but he started changing recipes a lot lately. He's watching cooking shows now. And my poor daughter, all she wanted to
We
do...
should get Jacob to hang
Right,
out with
go, my dad. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Jacob loves that.
Chef Boyardee. Jake Boyardee.
You wouldn't believe how many. It's like I sit here and even I know how to make all these things because I'm just walking in and out and seeing him watching these shows, and I want to be a chef. I want to be a chef.
That's
great,
good.
that's outstanding.
Good.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
And then but now he wants to be a magician.
Oh,
I said, well, put them together, and you'd have the greatest.
Make the food disappear.
So it could be a magician chef,
or
where they do some magic stuff
after
on
he
the
cooks,
table.
I heard about you cooking. He makes a big old mess. You need to make that mess disappear. That's all. Fuck. But it's funny, just say, hey, now it's time to be a musician. What?
It might work though. You could get a franchise there.
Yes.
It could happen.
Yes,
Magic chef.
My father's all these. My
Magic
daughter was
chef.
looking forward. She was looking forward to certain things to eat that we just don't have here. And my father altered everything. I mean, everything. I'm going, Dad, she just wants. He goes, and then he finally started admitting. He goes, I've been getting lazy lately. I go, you're only friggin' 90 years old. And then I'm talking to him. I'm talking about a cable on the telephone, because it's crackling. And he's like, what table? And I'm going, and now I'm just going crazy. It's like the old guy stuff. Living with him, I'm telling you, very much like being here, just, old guy stuff. Whatever.
Older.
Yeah. We got lucky enough. David, the guy who I did the interview with his daughter, we got to go to a baseball game while I was there. They have a great baseball stadium over there.
Did she like a baseball game?
I'm sorry?
Did she like a baseball game?
She went because I went with my friend and his daughter. This is the David that took his daughter out and got her out of Costa Rica.
Right.
And David's a great guy. Again, I met him previously sitting at an outdoor bar or restaurant, and we talked divorce and this and that. I mean, that's how it all started.
Yeah,
and
there's some interesting stuff in there.
So it's a, what do you call the not like a minor league or whatever it is, not pro. These are guys who, if they play there for Pensacola, they go to Cincinnati, or that's their farm team or something like that.
You would think that they would go to Miami, but they don't. Like
no, they can be
Colorado
anywhere.
will end up going
look
to
at the Cowboys
Oakland.
practicing in Oxnard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How's that happen?
Well, that's the way it is.
Yeah. So it just doesn't seem like, wow, that's pretty cool.
You want to get to the show, man.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
So we went to a baseball game, and it was cool because the stadium's beautiful. It wasn't super. We weren't in any nosebleeds. He pulled strings, got us great tickets, spent more money on just the bullshit food and all that kind of stuff. I just went for it and the girls sat like 2 rows in front of us, and they just did their thing. And David and I sat there and we watched the game, but we just talked about stuff. Just kept talking about life. I'm catching up with him, and that was pretty cool. Baseball game, because every year I say we're going to go to a game and we never go.
I've never seen you have cards.
I had to because it was.
I wish you wouldn't.
No,
I think we're losing a lot.
You say that every time, though. Just like the when I read about the show on stress, and yet it changed your life.
That we got a lot of recalls.
Yeah,
on
we
that.
did.
We got a lot of, and that is true.
And
we
my-
probably should be doing those types of things instead of talking about
No,
baseball.
this is good. Summer catch up. It's like, if they don't like us, they
Awesome.
don't like
you
us.
got a cot? Do we
Yeah,
have a cot?
there you go with that cot thing again. Shit's gonna come to bite you in the ass. I'm gonna get you that cot. Here's the bottom line. In my mind, I thought I was gonna get to go to Florida and go and play with a gazillion friends and have more time than I've ever had to go and just hang out. And it ended up that I had less time than I probably have ever had.
Well, I see where you're getting.
The
yeah.
dynamic. This is where the dynamic of my parents
now-
aging, more things coming down on me, more responsibility.
Yep.
And I want to. Everybody's like, I hope you have a great vacation. And I hate being the bummer going, it's not a vacation. It was fun, but it never ends. You're always doing something that just keeps you.
We have two different ways of life. For you, you have your parents who are amazing, 90 and 80.
Well, they're
years
alive.
Old. Yeah, but they're they're not dimensional. They're
That's
mean,
debatable. I think
So
we're
are you, but I guess-
exactly.
But seriously, you have that, as you say, they're alive, and that's tremendously a wonderful thing.
No, it is. I'm very thankful. Believe me, I am.
My dad died at 73, and my mom died a year and a half afterwards. She never got to see Jake. My dad never got a chance to see Megan or Jacob.
Right.
I still tear up when I really think
I
about
get
that,
it.
so I don't think about it.
I get it. I tear up and I got them. And it just kills me. You just think about you losing.
You've seen on that big wall in my house those pictures of Megan, all those really nice shots.
I've only seen the shots of you with the oiled up guys
Well,
in G-strings
no, not exactly.
with the Broncos shirts, with the belly shirts.
No, it's a lion claw. That's what it is. So
okay.
get it right.
There you go.
pal.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even make a good joke like that.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you're much better at that than me.
I agree.
Yes.
But anyway, when my mom was really sick, she had leukemia. She took him and she wanted to pay for those pictures, and she was so happy, and she was getting frail, and at this time, my wife and I were just locks together. In fact, and I've said this a million times, as unbelievably nasty we became down the road at that particular time, I wouldn't have been able to get through Dad was Dad. He was a Marine. I knew it. He died the way he wanted to. I told you that story before. But with Mom,
Yeah,
everything.
sucks.
It doesn't suck. It does. It just explodes your whole life. But my wife carried me through that, and I always salute her for that. And then she did the opposite later. But
I get it. That's why we married him. We thought it was all good.
Well, I know what.
And us too.
I made mistakes too.
That's
yeah,
right.
exactly.
I get it. She's whatever.
But at that particular time, I felt, well, she's gone. My mom always said to my wife, she said when she goes, I don't have a lot of time left, but I'm happy because I know that you'll always take care of him.
Yeah.
So sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
It didn't work out that way.
I mean, and again, I realized my folks, I really was seeing things, I'm so, now every time you go, it's like, how much will I be there next year?
Yeah,
Will they
that's
be-
the thing, see?
so I kept it. I really ended up not doing what I
but
thought I
your
was going to do.
situation is kind of, don't take it the wrong way, but it's like having two more babies in a way. You know what I mean?
It is, but you know what? I'll take that responsibility.
absolutely. I would
Like this
take-
morning, look, before we started, I'm on the phones for an hour. We
I
couldn't
know.
start because I was handling stuff, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Because
I
the
would-
opposite side of that is not having it.
I would give anything to be able to have my mom and my dad just for a lunch.
So
you know, just
in
anything.
a lot of ways,
my point though was that while that's a lot of weight on your shoulders there,
yeah.
but it's a wonderful
No,
because once it's over,
You never hear me.
It's
I'll make
freaking
jokes
over.
about it and I talk about it, but I'm not. Believe me, I'll never say. I wish I never had this because
Yeah,
I am
you joke too
so
much.
thankful. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I was. Got it. But the thing was, all the things I wanted to do at the end of the day, I really ended up keeping it really close to home. I mean, we'd go and visit my mother and my daughter. I made sure Anna went and spent time with her. I'd feed my mother lunch every day, almost every day. because my mother's, again, she's just there. She can't really fend for herself. She can't do much of anything, but she's there. And so long as she's there,
and
you know,
Anna's very, very happy to see them.
She's very good with the whole deal. She's very understanding. And
Well, she's smart. I mean, she's very smart, and she gets it. I get constantly, not constantly, but every once in a while, can I get pictures of Grandpa?
Well, you
I sure wish I
stories.
could, oh yeah, we sit down.
It's good.
and look
He
at the
wants to have
pictures.
something to grab
The pictures
onto.
are right on the mantle, and sometimes I'm making dinner, and he'll be just standing there looking at him, and he's very, very lovable, and there's nothing I can do, and he knows that, but he feels like he got gypped, and he did, But that's how life goes.
That's life goes. I mean, so he can live vicariously, but I mean, everybody is. Again, there's people. I meet so many people that have lost their parents at 10 and 11 years old.
Oh yeah.
My mother, her father died at 11, and I can't even imagine that. You know what I mean? Because, we just want to live as long as we possibly can because we're greedy and spend all this time with our kids, at least we think we do, until they don't want to hang out with us.
Well, that's coming up, too. That's another thing we need to talk. That's a topic. Because when you really, really sit down and think about it, we don't have that many.
No, you don't. But and it all comes back again if you can hang around and be living to it. Like again, everybody says it, but that's the thing. But life is what it is. Everybody's dealt different cards, and that's all you know is what you're living, and we're living what we know, and we're telling the whole friggin' world about it, good or bad. So
well, you get cards, and I get
well.
dice.
You know what? I sat down. Yes, that's true. So.
But anyway, that's what I was saying. I know that's.
I am very
a lot
lucky,
of stuff
but I
you
ended
handle.
up really keeping it to a tight circle of some. I got a lot of friends, and it's hard to make the choice. In fact, some people were getting a little upset, and I go, "Dude, come on, cut me some slack. There's not enough of me. There's all you guys are here all the time. I don't see everybody coming to California, busting my door down. But I had to keep it close. And
You stay at your
my
dad's
folks'
house the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah,
you know?
absolutely. And my room is like a time machine.
I don't even know what that means.
Anna does nothing but make fun of it. I mean, it's true. It's like that's why in the movies we see that stuff or pictures because it's the same as it was since the day I left. And at 29 years old, I mean, it's the same. There's old band pictures on the walls, and Anna just constantly points to them, and she goes, "You look really goofy,"
the
your
records on the
clothes,
wall, and it's like,
absolutely. But that's the way it was, and I'm lucky to still have that.
My dad gave. This is funny. Our first record, I had, I gave it to them and everything, and it was really exciting. And then Christmas came, and I opened this thing, and here's this 45 that's in glass. No, we didn't do 45s.
No, they were 78s when you were doing it.
Funny, but I opened it up and everything. I'm like, and it was Elvis Presley one, and I said, "Wow, that's great, Dad. Thanks a lot. I'm a big Elvis guy and everything." He goes, "That's Elvis?" He goes, "I thought that was you guys." I go,
"Oops.
It says Elvis Presley on it, Dad."
Oops.
He
goes, "Yeah, thanks a lot." And he moves to the side.
He just wanted to get something to give me, and that was kind of cool.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
I thought it was great.
Cataracts.
Yeah, just a little bit.
At time just.
I still have it.
That's good. My room is timeless, and I don't want to. I don't do anything.
Yeah,
I just get.
And they don't want you to.
Well, they don't even care. I mean, the thing is, she
Yes, they
asked me
do.
many times, "Why don't you get rid?" I got this big giant waterbed that's in my room still, and I mean, and I love it. And I go home, it's like you get in, it's like old school.
How much does your ex, your dad and mom, how much do they actually know about your ex and how they feel now?
Oh no, they loved her.
Yeah.
I mean, she clung on to them in the beginning.
But
Now,
now,
I don't. Now there's nothing to talk about. But during the
That's
divorce,
kinda interesting,
you know
though.
what? My father's pretty pissed. My mother asked me, and it really hurt me because this is back when we started having all these issues. Because my mother really loved her, and then Jack. I mean, my ex stopped talking about it to my mother because she used to call my mother. And that's great when you can get in-laws to be friends.
sounds exactly like
you know.
mine.
And she
Exactly
called,
the same.
and then all of a sudden,
And they really did love each other.
yeah,
They were
and,
cool.
and then my ex stopped calling my mother, and my mother again is asking me. She's saying, "Is she mad at me for something?" She's, "Have I done something to her?" She's mad at me, so she's cutting off my mother. And believe me, if I did anything super wrong, my mother will drop me in a heartbeat. I mean, it's been done before. and it hurt my mother. It really did. And it hurt me because it was hurting my mother because my mother really liked her a lot, and
Same thing.
we got married, and you get just like everybody gets married for it to be good. My father, he's here and there. He was cool with the whole thing though, but my mother was a lot deeper, and that bugged the shit out
Sounds
of me.
exactly like my parents too. And my dad, if he'd been alive, he would be furious. It's funny because excuse me, my mom was just she just thought she was an angel. This is the girl that she'd been hoping that I would find, and and Megan was so awesome, and life is so fantastic. I'm making great money, everything's fantastic, and then he gets sick, and it's kind of sometimes you look up at God and go, I understand that it goes the way it goes, but my gosh, couldn't she get another couple of years? Couldn't she see her others?
You know what? And this is the thing. My mother is sick now again, even though we just got back. She's battling a little bit of pneumonia, and she's so old. And I'm sitting here trying to make deals with God. Just give me. I tell you what, I keep trying to get the most out of her, but give me one more year, and I'm not going to bitch about it no more. Because all I'm trying to do is get myself financially better to be able to. Because I know when things go wrong, it's going to change a lot of stuff for me, including spending even more time over there because everybody's getting older. And my father, I'm taking him for granted, but what happens when he can't take care of himself?
Well, also how you're going to have to handle when that time comes with Anna.
Exactly, but Anna's cool. I just need the money to balance it because the back and forth.
But it's a crushing thing when you have your. I never,
She's good. She's the least thing I worry. Believe me, that little girl is more stable than you and me put together.
Oh, I'm not saying she's not. I'm just saying it's a crushing blow.
I've been prepping her for this. She knows that these things are coming. It's going to be a time when I'm going to have to go do because someday she may have to do that for herself. You know what I mean? At least I hope she will. It is what it is. But
it's funny though when you said that because it sounded exactly like the situation we had. Because you're madly in love with these people. They're in our family now. We're going to be there forever. We're having our children, for goodness sake. It's fantastic. This is going to be great. And like I said, when my mom knew that she was going pretty quick, she told her, I'm completely happy because I know you'll take care of her forever. Yeah. Now, after it was 6 years or so,
things change,
and everything exploded, and it was so funny because about 3 months afterwards we split, and I came to get the kids and something, and Megan told me that the grandma rides in the car with mom. I go, what are you talking about? And she goes, she's in there all the time. And I said, really? I said, and I believe that kind of things, And I said, well, that's kind of cool. And he goes, yeah, she's in the back, and she kicks her in the back. And I mean, what do you mean he kicks you? Yeah, he gets in there and she kicks her while she's driving in the back. And so I went to my wife and I said, Meg said mom's been kind of hanging around a little bit. And she does. When I drive, I can feel she kicks me in the back because she just wants her to know that I'm in the car. And I said, well, I don't think that's exactly the situation. If that's really happening,
there's a loose spring in the back right there, and it's poking through the upholstery.
He's in there, if you're in there, all she wants to do is kick your ass for the rest of your life.
I mean, stuff happens, and again, nobody went into this figuring to go down in flames. We've said that a million times, but now we're dealing with it. It's just the way, and I don't have any help. You don't have any help, and I know that in my situation, being the long distance, I need more money to be able to. That's it. I need to do better to be able to handle this stuff. But I get by.
That's why we have this show. And this is why you and I we don't like each other. And your look, well, you got the shirt on. That's good.
Well, we're talking with our backs to each other right now.
Well, I hope the hair doesn't touch. But
no, with a divider.
Exactly. But it allows us to get through, as we've always done, the way we built this show, and so many wonderful, great people that stay with us, because sometimes, when you're like my situation would have been if I hadn't met you, because here I am, all my friends, all my musician friends are gone, or they live way away. Maybe I get to see them 2 or 3 times a year, something like that. And you end up finding yourself alone to the point, and it's not just the fact of the weight that you have to do. You have to buy the clothes, you have to feed them, you have to make sure they do their homework. When they get all angry and stuff and wants to break stuff, all that stuff is part of being a parent. But you don't realize it until you sit down. Jake's asleep, Meg's asleep over. And I realize, wait a minute, I'm sad. I feel, I don't even know who this guy is. This guy used to be Mr. Happy, Mr. Everything's great. And I find that I have to get out and have adult time with other adult time. So if, I was hoping you would be that, but obviously that's not going to happen.
No, obviously not.
Not at all.
No.
And, But seriously though, that I realized, man, and then everything started changing. I used to be really sharp, just bang, bang, bang. Now I'm like, oh, wait a minute, now what's that guy's name? That bass player, or who's that guy in
Barney Rubble?
Yeah. But the point is because you're just alone, and you start looking around. I have to get out of this house. I have to do something for me that makes me not happy so much, but just to feel more, lifted, if that makes sense to you. Probably doesn't. But you know what I'm saying? Because
I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
Yeah. Put that shirt back on, pal. But I never and you didn't either. We never thought we'd end up like this. Not really, And
You're really bumming me out.
I know. Well, it is true.
I was talking about our vacations.
Well, your vacation is like,
I didn't even get to my Blue Angels show.
Jesus. How many do we have left, Ty?
A lot.
Hang on.
Not much.
We have 102 people. Yesterday we had 65,000 or
65 million.
something. So I don't think we have that much. That'd be great.
Yes.
But the point,
you should pay attention.
Oh, I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. No, all kidding. I guarantee you,
a lot of change.
Our friends that call in or whatever, or go on iTunes or whatever they want to do, is because they're alone too.
I get it. But the thing is, when I do post, and I've been getting a lot of people looking, and they're going, "Wow, you're having a great time," and this and that. I'm here to give you the other side of the coin.
That's right.
I am real. Now with all this angry garage stuff. That's going out there.
Why are you so angry about your garage?
Oh, please, don't even get me.
It's a nice garage.
The garage, we're opening ourselves up to the world. I thought about this a lot right before we decided to finally start letting them go. I go, we're getting ready to open up a can of worms, because we're talking about now it's just your individual emotions going off right there to whoever's willing to want to listen to it.
Well, if any of our new people coming in to check out this show, we should probably. Maybe we could put a list of those, because the ones that we did in the first part, because we were really
but they're coming.
Then.
But the thing is, we just released these, so they're coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so they'll all be there. But we just finally decided to release these.
All of mine are about you.
Well, whatever. I can live with that. My whole thing is, it's like my life is definitely not a bowl of cherries, but you got to take a day here and there, but it doesn't really change, because the one thing I do realize is reality. Like, people go, I need a vacation. You come back from your vacation. Are you really that recharged if your life sucks? You're just covering it up for a couple of days,
It's actually,
I was working on the show while we were there.
Your thing, so I can tell you about my vacation.
Okay, whatever.
In fact, it's over.
Yeah, but I did do a lot of stuff. There was a couple of weeks while I was there where I got a lot of stuff done, and I felt really good, like getting personal family things out of the way.
A lot of tanning.
Huh?
A lot of tanning.
No, no. We did 4th of July weekend. I spent it with some close friends of mine, out at their house, and they live on the water. And and he was my rock. Steve was one of the guys. If it wasn't for him listening to me, in fact, I was going to post a picture and just thank him to the world, because he's my ear. He's my ear.
But,
what? What?
Keep the shirts on.
Oh, we're at the beach. And you know what? And those weekends when I was there, I was pounding beers down, because it was water and not even getting a buzz. And all of a sudden, and that's where I was gaining weight. I all of a sudden I went through an 18 pack, and I'm going, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Because your head's so tight. My head is still.
You're not getting a buzz out of 18 beers.
It's Coors Light, free advertising. I was, with the heat and just the water and the activity, and I just wasn't. And all I was doing was getting filled up. and then all of a sudden, by the time I get home from the trip, the weight kind of follows you about 2 weeks after you start binging and doing things. And I'm going. And I'm walking to work, and they're going, "Holy moly, what the hell happened to you?"
What's going on? Is Anna driving? What's happening here?
Oh my God! Anyway, but I had a bit of fun, but I did work on the show a lot while I was there. I take one day out of the week to catch up with Ty to make sure we're on the same page. Yeah, Hey, let me tell you this. Remember we talked about camps?
Yep.
Well, guess what I get out of Anna while we're there? She goes, "Hey, Dad, guess what? They got a horse camp here." Because, we talked about super camps and all those camps prior to me leaving. Well, they got this camp over there called No Wimps.
Good girl.
No Wimps Horse Camp. And I'm going, oh, my God, no, don't tell me you want her.
horses.
So I said, how much? She goes, Dad, can I go to this camp when we come back next year? Because the whole time she's wanting to hang around. She's not saying, when are we going home?
Well, I've known you all these years.
Yes.
And I could just the pictures of her smile and everything. She really likes being
She did
there.
get some, there was some,
And I don't want to say anything because I can't say, but I'll say it anyway.
Well, of course you will.
I think your ex-wife isn't too happy to see those types
Why?
of things. I don't know.
If she doesn't, then she's a friggin' idiot. Because Anna was happy, and happy is all that Anna needs to be.
Well, we've had these conversations.
Yes, we have.
and-
I don't know. Honestly, I don't think she's got a gripe with that. She's,
Well,
she hates
hasn't
me.
been-
Let's
but
get
she
straight.
hasn't been giving you a hard time to
No,
do it anymore.
no.
That's,
Let's put it
that's a
straight.
positive.
She friggin' hates me, and fine. I'm sure her
Fuck,
animosity.
I hate you. What difference does that make?
And I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
Okay, that's it. We're done.
But when it comes to Anna. And in fact, I was afraid 'cause I heard her on the phone. She goes, "Hey, Mom, you know how you?" Because I heard she wants to get out of California because California's expensive. She's always talked. We talked about that when we were married. But Pensacola, moving to Pensacola, I'm thinking. I looked at her. I go, Anna, your mother's not gonna want to move down. And she goes, I don't know. She, because she's just 10. And then I hear her on the phone. She goes, Ma, we should move to Pensacola. And I know she was humoring her, and she was cool enough to say, we'll see. We'll talk about it. And I knew it'd fade away, but that ain't happening. You could pretty much, if she didn't, she's a lot cooler than I thought.
You didn't meet your wife there, did you?
For what? No, I met her here.
Yeah.
She lives here. She grew up here.
Yeah.
But I took her to Pensacola, But even then, she wouldn't stay as long as I wanted her to stay, because she was busy with her business and this and that. And it's like,
You got 32 little cards.
I know, cards here. So she wanted to go to horse camp. Let me tell you the greatest thing that I thought, and I really hope that we can take this show,
Horses.
Blue Angel show, on Pensacola Beach. I made sure we were there. And I had friends of mine, my friend Burma, who's been her mini-me, and she arranged that we went to these people's house on Pensacola Beach early in the morning, beat the traffic. She arranged that we had beach bicycles. I mean, they had the coconut cup holders on them, all this stuff. And we rode about 3 miles from the beach house, and we loaded up coolers, and Anna rode in the streets, and because it's dead huge traffic, because the beach is only so wide, you can only fit so many cars on that thing, but it's a big event. And we rode bicycles down to the club. We stopped off, and then we went to the pier, which is the main part of Pensacola Beach. And we got on the pier while everybody's down on the beach sweating like crazy. It was hot as hell out there. But we were up on the pier for $1 we paid, and nobody was up on the pier. And it was awesome because there's a breeze blowing. I put a couple of pictures, and the water was picture Gulf of Mexico perfect, and we watched the Blue Angels fly over that place, and I got to
that
tell
would
you,
be cool.
goosebumps.
Cool.
But the whole event, the whole time we were doing it, all I kept picture was a camera crew following us, and I'll be damned if one day we'll get this, we'll all fly down
They
there.
were following you because of the show?
No, for us, all of us, to go down there and do something like that, because it was the kids before they get to be adults. In wheelchairs, but it was just a picture perfect day of a great event with the Blue Angels and the Marines, the whole deal,
Awesome.
because it's a really big, and all the tents were all, military tents, the canvases to people to stay cool on the beach, because it was packed full of people. It was a great day, and she got to experience that, and I just wanted her to, but.
great.
That was it. I had a couple of, always before I go home, the final couple of days is no sleep. I was up for about 3 days straight because I had a couple of handymen come over because there was a little bit of stuff that needed to get done and I didn't have time to do it. And it was like hiring Dumb and Dumber. And I was flipping out because all of a sudden I realized I hired 2 guys that couldn't Oops, I'm getting ready to. That could not. It was like 2.
Say
No, I don't.
Assholes.
No, assholes is good. They weren't assholes. They were nice guys. They were nice guys.
Nice assholes.
No, they were nice guys. But it was like I needed them to build a frame. My father, we have a garage that was turned into a den many, many years ago. He tapped the garage door and bent it. So I wanted it removed, and I wanted them to build a frame, fill it in, and kind of match it to the house. it was like two monkeys trying to screw a football. And I was twirling, and Anna could see I was pacing the floors. I couldn't keep going. I couldn't like let them do their job. I had to babysit them because they were rigging everything left and right. And Anna saw me flipping, and she's so blessed smart. She's coming up behind me, and she's like tapping me on the back. She's going, "It's okay, Dad. It's okay." I mean, she knew I was twirling because I'm down to the wire. I was painting the exterior of that house piece at 12 o'clock at night because of how set back they got me. I'm catching a plane 6 hours later. I was twirling. But I always get down to the final hour of doing things at the last minute, and that's the way it goes. Yeah. That was a trip. And that was my trip to Florida. There's my fun and games, people.
Exactly how many minutes are we doing now?
We're good.
Yeah, I think we did about 40 minutes. Something like that, maybe.
No, we're past 40 minutes.
Well,
does it matter?
Is it my turn now?
Yeah. What turn? What you got?
Okay.
You told me you had nothing.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay,
I did not say that.
Well, that ends our show, people. It's about time we got to.
Well, we had a good vacation summer. We watched TV, and we ate a lot of Del Taco, and I bought Jake some new shoes. Okay, well.
That's not a bad summer. I mean, it is summer. If you do nothing, you do nothing.
Watch Family
you know
Guy
what? Here's the whole thing.
No, it's not that bad. We got, it's just, I still can't get in my heart, the first 4 or 5 years, I could do anything they wanted.
Okay.
And we talk about this all the time.
Yes,
you did over the top. But I went from up here now to the point.
So you're going to keep kicking yourself. You can't.
Well, I'm not. We went to Universal a couple of times. Okay. And we went at the end. I realized, Jake was kind of like, "It's okay, Dad. I know." I said, "What do you want to go?" I said, "Do you want to go to Vegas?" No.
Yeah, right.
No. But we went to Big Bear, and
there you go.
And it was fun. We got a good deal going up there. We had a nice hotel. I swear to God, Jake just loves hotels. I mean,
hotels have a different vibe.
He wrote a killer song. I want to put that up. It's really, I know you're smiling, and I would be too, but he knows his chords. But it's more than that. It's the lyrics. It's unbelievable. He's like a small.
I freaking hate you.
No,
I freaking what?
No, he's more like a
gummy bears.
No, no. This is about he's kind of like a small Dylan, He's like, hey, we gotta do that.
Oh, mama.
Hey. Daddy,
oh, Daddy, could this be the end? Be stuck up here in Big Bear and eating gummy bears instead.
Okay, I shouldn't even mention that. But he's just a great kid, and we did take drives up there so he could play with the kids up in this area. But we decided, let's go. So we went up to Big Bear, and I said, "Well, what do you want to do?" And he said, "I said we got these new fishing rods." He goes, "Yeah, Dad, I don't know if I want to fish." And I'm thinking, "Oh, that's fucking great, because I just bought one for each of us, But okay, what do you want to do?" He goes, "Well, if we're up there, it's really pretty, huh?" I said, "It's very pretty. Why don't we stay up there for a few days?"
We could pick posies.
Yeah, so he goes, "I want to do that jet ski thing." And I said, "Okay, that's a lot of fun. It's cool. We can rent those. So we go out.
How much are they up there?
Well, they have a deal where if you do 2 days, you get it for $200, and it's
for
about
2 days.
No, it's 1 day each.
I know.
1 hour each.
Okay.
Each day, yeah. So we went in there, and they had the Yamaha ones. It was cool, and he'd never done that. And I said, "Okay, now listen, you got to put your vest on and everything." And he put his vest on. And he's like, "This is great." He goes, "I'm driving." And I said, "Okay, all right, you want to try that? We can see how that works." I go, let me drive a little. You can, Dad, I know what I'm doing.
Oh boy.
I said, "Okay."
Such a boy.
So, and they were really nice guys that were helping us on the dock too. So we go in there, and it's windy, so we're waves are going back and forth and stuff. And I'm thinking, gosh, I hope he doesn't throw up or something, because I'm behind him. So I was a little concerned about it. And he goes, "It's cool." So he gets in it, and of course, instead of
he nails it.
And here we go, the whole thing. And we get out into the water, and he realizes, wow, this is a huge lake. I go, "It's one of the biggest lakes in the world." And I don't know if that's true, but I told him it. And the other guys were zipping by us, the jerk drinking guys, so now we're really going back and forth, And he got nervous. He got really nervous. So he said, I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to go back. I said, okay. Just get behind me and hold on to me, and that'll be fine. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Oh boy.
So he comes back. We go back to the dog. I said, that's okay. We can go do something else. It's not a problem. And this little girl comes zipping by. She's about his age, and he gets really mad. So I hope that Jake doesn't hear this, because he doesn't want to really talk about girls and stuff. But it's coming. You can kind of see it a little bit. And she goes flying. Her hair is flying, and she's and he's up. But I'm about ready to get out of the thing. He goes, Dad, we're going again.
Oh boy. Yep. Absolutely.
So we get on there. And so I said, okay, now just take it easy. Now we're going about 30 miles an hour. Now we're zipping along. Everything's really cool. And he just had a great time, but he wouldn't let me drive at all. I was like the little bitch in the back.
Wow.
And so this one of the things, I'm just sitting here, holding it and everything. I said, okay, yeah, we want to go over there. Yeah, let's go there. Let's go there. He makes this big turn. Dad goes flying.
He stayed on?
I go, hey, come get me. I'll be getting you. Thank God it was a real warm, lake. And it was fun, though. We came back and we did that.
An hour on those is plenty.
Oh.
It wears you out, because we did it 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And we got to see, and there were some real bears on the other side. And Jake got real upset because he thought the bears would jump out and in the water and come kill us. I said, no, we're fine.
Oh, yeah, they do that often. It's just not widely reported.
Yeah. But he had a great time, and he loves those. And see, Jake, he comes out. Jake is like a small little man that's already done everything, right? So we come back, and he's walking like this. You can't see it, everybody. I'm sorry, but with like
Macho
walk. And there were these other kids that were there, and he goes, what are you guys doing? He goes, I was driving the jet ski. Yeah, we were doing about 50, 60 miles an hour, something like that. I'm just like it, but he was really good. He played he was driving the whole darn thing.
So what you're telling me, it took a girl to get him out there?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, that's going to happen a lot, And so we go down there, and they have this. He goes, Dad, I'm going down to the spa.
Really?
I go, okay. Oh, he loves to do that. He loves hotels. He loves to get hotel food. And he should be a musician. And he loves to go down to pools, And so anyway, he'd go down there and he'd be doing that and the whole deal. Next day, he wanted to do it again. So the other doc wasn't going. So we go on this one. I told him, put your shoes on. I don't even. No, I don't want to have shoes, because I put your shoes on. And so I didn't even notice we're walking. He didn't put his shoes on. And I swear to God, he went a splinter.
I hate that.
In the bottom of his heel, on his heel, that was probably 3 inches. It was, and she was in so much pain.
I freaking hate that. I don't want to talk about it.
And he's freaking.
I know.
No, I'm going to use this word. These fucking assholes at this other place where I said, hey, this is my son. He's got this huge thing, and they're just young kids, Oh, well, we don't have any right now. We don't have any. They're all out. And I said, I don't give a shit about that. Do you have anything, a tweeters or anything? So I had to take my big knife, my big hunting knife, and I said, this is going to hurt, bro. And he was so cool. He was so strong. He said, just do it, Dad. Just do it. And we had to go all the way back to the hotel, and it took a long time. It was so deep in there.
Yeah.
And we pulled it out.
Yeah.
And most kids would be like just screaming and hollering, and he just said, Dad, it's okay. Can we have pizza? And I said, yeah. So we had a great time in that area, and we got to see, and they had the big fire that time too. So he was getting a little nervous about that. And so, and we had a good time,
And now our kids are back in school.
Yeah, we wore our shirts.
What
Yes.
shirts?
Me and my son.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
The back to the grind. First, we're worrying about what the hell we're going to do with them all summer, and now it's getting back up. Hurry up, let's go. Hurry up, let's go. And homeworks and the whole thing. 5th grade.
Yeah. Yeah,
Great.
Jake wanted a new backpack, and he got this little little one that was probably $10, and I had this amazingly cool one that he really liked. It's a Star Wars one, and it's still great. I don't want that anymore, Dad.
Well, it's cool to you, not to him anymore.
You son of a But
You do realize our kids are in the same class this year.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
That's once again our school has
Aren't
about.
they lucky?
No.
Huh? No.
Anna's so anti-boy everything. She's her. I gotta right now. Did you get a list that they had to fill out? It's like I am. It asks a whole bunch of questions.
It is.
I was reading Anna's list, and I want to see if she still has it on her laptop. I want to print it because I was happy. Like I am. And she says who she is, but it's like what worried her was like she doesn't want to do bad in school.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I'm going, oh, yes, you keep going because I sucked in school. You know what I mean? I
was pretty good.
I wasn't. My head
I was pretty good at everything.
Oh, boy.
I still am.
As I look around this room,
I
I
can see myself.
Hey, Pinocchio.
I am fantastic.
Papa Geppetto wants to see you.
Ooh,
Okay.
I only made one mistake in my life, and it's killing me.
Yes, and I'm looking at him. We're going to wrap it up.
Well, hang on. Real quickly, though.
What?
When we got back, we stayed an extra day because I've seen all these parents do that when they come back from, Israel and Hawaii and everything. So it was no big deal. So
if they jumped off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge?
Just anyway, the point of it is
he did it.
We got there, and this new the new teachers. Have you met her yet?
I haven't had a talk with her yet to inform her that we need double everything yet.
She's fantastic.
Anna says
really cool.
very highly about her.
Yeah, she's solid, but she's really cool.
Okay.
And so we didn't get there, and we missed a couple of days, so we kind of struggled to get back into the groove.
This was my thing because I saw what she got the very first day, and all I thought about was you, because it's going to overload him, and because man, they don't take no. That's what I'm saying. It's like, to me, whether everybody does it or not, I just prefer, like, why back him up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had the whole summer, but I go, what was done is done, but don't try to get him in because it's getting tougher.
Well,
I can't keep up with that stuff.
It's getting like that, and they grow so fast. Jake is getting bigger and bigger. His arms are like he could be a lineman.
It's not. Is it going to be Arnold?
He'll be very strong at all
He must beef up.
Yes, he's already
He's beef. I mean hot dog. Listen.
Beat you up.
Okay, we're beating everybody up. We got to get out of here.
Well, we probably lost about 30,000 of our
You say
people
it all the
with him.
time, but I think that you're telling them that just makes them stay even more because things are doing very well. And we want to thank,
I'm right.
I want to thank the people that do listen and share.
You have to put the picture with Tim Tebow. You got to put that.
Sure. So I'll find it and I'll put it up.
Oh,
yeah.
You said
it. Because
you
you're looking like a big pack of baloney right now.
You had that helmet with the beers.
Oh, here we go.
Beers on each side.
With the straws, the big straws. Yeah, that was me.
And I was surprised because Tim looked like he was having a good time doing that. So
Right.
that makes you kind of wonder.
I must have missed some sports thing or something why did his name pop up?
You were probably so hammered
Why
you
did his
didn't.
yeah. Why did his name pop up on this show today?
Because
Is there some big news article that is he?
Yeah.
What's he doing there?
Taking off his shirt.
Oh, taking off his shirt. Taking off his shirt.
Taking off his shirt.
Chicken noodle soup.
If it's raining, he takes his shirt
Okay,
off.
can we get the hell out of here? I think we've had enough. We just did a
Wait a
whole.
minute, though. We wanted to tell everybody that
Do we?
have, yes, don't we? Yes, we do.
What?
We have someone else in our team.
Oh, save it. Save it for the suspense.
No, we should give him something because this was boring.
Can we get out of here, please? Can we just get out of here?
Well, I'm just saying. Okay, I won't say
Here we
that.
go.
It's
Wait,
exciting.
Yes,
very
exciting. Yeah,
And
we got
it
there's
is really cool.
always new stuff coming up, and again, we got to get out of here because this is a long
We
show.
don't tell them because Pete doesn't want to
The
tell them about all
reason
the cool
the
things.
show is so long today is because we did take a good portion of the summer off, and we needed to catch up. It's real simple, you know. I mean, we had stuff that we let go that we planned ahead of time, but and I was sent the interviews from Florida, and I sent them up, and then Ty put it all together and put it out there. But we haven't been in front of each other since the beginning when
Starting
school.
to think that's a good idea.
It is a great idea,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying. But so
Well,
the long show wrap up today.
The only thing I have to say is next summer I'm going to make sure that they have a little bit more fun. I mean, they had fun.
Dude,
but,
define fun. We talked about playing with a plastic.
but
a
I
cardboard
just
box.
he has,
It ain't all about money,
He's
dude.
my boy. you
Yeah,
know?
I get it. You'd be, again, overcompensating. You do what you can do, and you love the kid the best you can, and that's that. It's better than there's kids that don't get that have nobody to love them, nothing. So we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
We're good.
No, he had a good time.
We're
so.
good. Thank you, people. You've been listening to the Jim and Peter Show. I'm Peter G, and that's stop doing that, man.
Well, if you're doing it, I'm
blind.
And good night, everybody.
We love you guys, and share Facebook, YouTube, iTunes.
And
We're all over the
remember,
place. Oh,
you.
you know, I've been listening to those shows, and we have screwed that up so badly.
I know,
and
that's
I
what
go, I
makes it
know you're
cool.
going to be the one to pull this out again.
No, I
Okay,
I
go
don't
for
have
it. Ready?
to. Okay, yeah, go.
You are a great
parent.
parent. Okay.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah. Are
need more shirts.
and you need to shut the hell up. Don't ever take no crap from anybody. Keep being the people you want to be and love your kids because we do. We love you guys. We'll see you later.